Just scrolling up to see if there are any doubts, any questions. Kindly look at the update section of the course. I've already posted on the industries. Can you check that also, everyone? Can you check that? Can you please confirm that also? So that was there for the industry part of it, where we had talked about the multinationals and the liberalization. That was there. So I hand out on that. Is everyone okay? So all the people who were looking for that, that is also there. I shared some feedback on the Telegram group also. I'm looking at that. So some of you would be waiting for your evaluations. They will be coming over the weekend. So weekend we are having an off, and if you have seen the planner also, so 3 दिन का off आ रहा है. जल्दी से 3 days. What are you planning to do? Revision, paper 2, revision, going to revise, revision. Okay. Complete your backlogs. Okay, perfect. Okay. So I was thinking of keeping a class, but then I thought 3 days. So let me start with today's class. Today's class I want to bring with something called as mid-course crisis. I was not taking live classes, but completed all classes perfectly. Okay. Mid-course crisis. So where are we? What lecture is this? 37. How many total? Around 60, 65 lectures are there. So can I say we're in the middle of the course? This is called mid-course crisis. This you can also call it the looking back. What did I earn? What did I lose? Okay. So this is important. In the middle of the course, we must look at our energies. Are they going in the right direction or not? Get that? So today I'll be talking about mid-course crisis, which happens in many courses. And I would particularly say this batch has really done well. बहुत momentum रहा इस batch के साथ. You have had a lot of momentum in this batch. So I think till the mid of it, the kind of submissions which are coming, they're very encouraging. So I want in this mid course. So today, let's spend some 15 minutes in identifying what have we gained in this course and what is yet to be gained. So that middle of the course itself, we can take a mid course correction. So that is what I have for you, and then we will go for the topic of the day, which is going to be port-led development and international trade. So वैसे तो नहीं आता geography में, but I have tried to capture that also from a geographical point of view. Is everyone with me? So first thing is mid-course crisis. There's something called as midlife crisis also. Around the age 40, 45, you're in the middle of your age. You're wondering that what I thought of as a child I'll become, and what I was afraid of that would happen to me. Has it happened or not? And how do I see my life going further? Get that? I'm not talking about life. I'm not being metaphysical over here. I'm just talking about mid-course assessment, mid-course review. So everyone, be frank with yourself. Be frank with me. No need to hide. You don't have to hide things from your doctor. Yes, sir? So what have we gained? Tangible things. Think about it. What have you gained till now? So everyone take a fresh sheet of paper. What have you gained? Where it is work in progress? And where you have been, what can I say? Procrastination. Can be. No breakthrough yet. Can be. Stuck. So 3 categories, quickly. Don't be in a hurry. First, fill it up, and then we will see what is happening, what can be the solutions. Very important when we are doing big courses. In big courses, mid-course reviews are important. So there is a course end review. I hope you remember we started with the course review. Yes, course orientation. Now we are in the middle of the course. This is called mid-course review, and towards the end we will have the course end review. So everyone, Dushyant, you have to think. Jaldi se. And people who joined from paper 1, they can connect from there itself. People who joined from paper 2, wherever. No breakthrough yet. You are stuck. You're finding it difficult. Whatever is there, we need to deal with them now. So quickly, 5 minutes, everyone. Think about it. So what have we gained? Let's get into this. What have we gained from the course? Quickly, everyone, am I audible? First category. Just 2 points which you feel that you've gained. Okay. So Priyanka says integrity. Oh, that's amazing. I've seen so many of you sending me messages here also. Integrity is a very, very important value. Note making, book reading, brainstorming. So let's go one by one. Book reading. How to read book. And I want to tell you there are many who cannot do that. They're generally caught in that. After book reading, we talked about something called as brainstorming. Yes. And then we went into notes making. So you are collecting notes, taking and making. Yes. So that's amazing. That's amazing, Priyanka. Many things she has written. So Sonal says knowledge. So all this is knowledge, and this gives you a lot of confidence. Okay, you gained a lot of confidence. Answer writing and linking. That's Siddharth. Answer writing and linking. Okay, perfect. How to read bulky books. That's amazing. Smoothly map making. Okay, map making. Mapping as a tool. Map as a tool. I'm sure everyone has been touched by this. Larger understanding, overcoming the fear of writing, thinking ability has increased. So thinking and linking. Consistency. Oh, I have really seen this batch really consistent. बहुत ही अच्छा मतलब I have seen, there are people who've taken on this and people who are in jobs who are watching the recordings also. I get your submissions, so I know you are working on that. So that's true. That's really good. Way to study and writing answers. Absolutely okay, Deepak. How to read, maintain a momentum, brainstorm. That's true. Confidence in the subject. So you're getting confidence in the subject, brainstorming, mapping, sense of completion of geography. Yes, sense of completion is big when we are completing the topics. Sense of completion that my syllabus is there with the teacher. I'm doing it, and I think like this batch. I have been very, very happy that most of you have been following Kuller also. Sense of completion of the topic with the class also and Kuller also. It might be a boring book, but you're doing that. Okay, Sarveshwar, brainstorming notes. Same says, sir, one more thing, stamina. Oh, I don't know how many got this magical thing, stamina. If you really are working on it and you would realize, yeah, this was not my limits, I've gone beyond my limits. So if you have done that, amazing. Anjali, self notes, no fear of reading things, book reading, brainstorming, very good. How to make your answers different from GS? Yes. So optional answer writing. So when we are saying answer writing and linking, and especially for GS versus optional, two things. We've understood that also. Dushan says discipline, responsibility. Amazing. If you got that, those values of integrity, those values of discipline, those values of being responsible, perfect. Huge analysis, data analysis, India, mapping, learning from others. That's some amazing. Learning from others. आपने बहुतों के answers देखे हैं आपने, and I'm sure you are looking at that, learning from others. Presentation, absolutely okay. How to do analysis of PYQ. Perfect, perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Ayush, for mentioning structuring. So everyone, can you see that now if I read more, the points will be the same. So if you don't feel that you achieve this, in this batch, there are many who achieved this through geography. Through geography. If I was a teacher of sociology, I would use that as an instrument to achieve this. If I was a teacher of history, polity, economy, anthropology, psychology, I would have used that subject. But this is what we should gain. What we should gain. So for a minute, pat on your back, bhai. That's amazing. The पहले study hours कम थे लेकिन tension नहीं होती थी. But now, even after studying 14-15 hours, I feel that there is need to improve more. So I think there is a quest for excellence. I don't know how many of you would see that. You would see that there is a quest for excellence. यार अच्छा करेंगे. I mean, if you have that self-belief, yes, I can also do it. Good. True or not? And when we see the samples of the toppers, वो भी आ सकता है. So everyone who's listening to me, who's joining the course late, or who's listening to me on recording, this is what has been offered. People who've been doing consistent work, this is happening. This is happening. But can I say this is 100% in? No, there is a lot of work in progress. So what do you think is work in progress? Work in progress. Now be selective. Don't write everything. Be selective. सोच कर करेंगे. सोच कर करेंगे. So I think answer writing is still a work in progress. Answer, how to structure it, quick writing, and a good answer, good or a complete answer. Priyanshu says, sir, recall is still a problem. Recall, absolutely okay. This is a question on memory. Perfect. Revision, okay. Recall, revision, okay. Consolidation is a problem. Consolidation is a problem. I get that. Taken. So how to capture news that is topic specific? I don't know, आयुष थोड़ा सा और सोचो इसमें क्या कहना चाह रहे हो, मुझे मैसेज मिला नहीं. Dushan says not able to consolidate everything. Not consolidation of everything, not yet. Okay, perfect. Spatial analysis, sir. I have done 6-7 classes, but I have a sense of insight, which is a work. Okay, so work in progress. Insights, think and link. That is work in progress. And I also want to tell you, as you grow in your GS subjects, in history, polity, economy, current affairs, you will find that your connections will be deeper. Yes. Sona says the book reading is still, some books we are done, some books are still work in progress. Perfect. Brainstorming still not that smooth. Perfectly okay. News from source and linking it to geography and example. Okay, so we are looking at, like consolidation, where are inputs, value addition to the topics. Yes or no? Can I say that this is still a work in progress? Yes. Getting sense of what the question is asking. Oh yes, understanding the question. So answer writing may good and complete, understand the demand of the question. Everyone, let's stop at this. Let's stop at this. Do you all see hum sabko ho raha hai? Just to give you that confidence, mid-level course. There are certain things where we must know what we have done. Where some effort is needed and where we are stuck. True or not? Sometimes it so happens, we are just running after that elusive race, like itne marks aayenge, mere answers aise ho rahe, my syllabus is like that, I'm running after the class after class. But here can we see there is something which we are working on also, there is something which we have achieved. So everyone, congratulations, this is something big. I want to tell you, this is not easy. This is something big if you have reached somewhere in this. अगर आप कहीं पर हैं तो बहुत अच्छे. Because इतना easily वहाँ पहुँचना भी आसान नहीं है. There are people who haven't been able to reach that much, so it is absolutely okay if you are in that space. If you are in that space, you are absolutely fine. अब बताइए कहाँ कोई crack नहीं हुआ है? Where we have not been able to crack, tough nut to crack. Here I would like to offer some suggestions also. Sir, regular revision. Okay, revision. Can I say timetable? Can I say timetable is still sometimes because of optional classes, homework, newspaper. Purvi, is it all not coming to timetable? Newspaper reading time. समझ गया timetable. ठीक है? Habits. This is a very, very tough nut to crack. Yes. Another thing is tendency to give up midway. That's why this mid-course analysis. Upendra is saying connecting from one topic to another. वो तो मेरे ख्याल से work in progress होना चाहिए उपेंद्र. If you have not started, then that's a problem. Say, for example, I am going to teach you today India's trade relations, trade policy, and all those things. So we will find that, like how to convert an economy into geography. So we are going to look at examples. That's how. Time management and self-management, absolutely okay. Time management and self-management. Anything that you've not been able to crack, quickly. Health. Very, very important. Many of you have seen many people in mid-course. Many people are writing me, sir, tabiyat theek nahi thi, I will be submitting later on. Because you keep on sending me those messages for integrity. And health, I mean both physical and mental. Social health also. Yes, physical, mental, emotional, social, everything. So there is a student, his parents are professors in IIT. His parents are professors in one of the IITs, I don't know. So he has been given this exam for 2 attempts. Last attempt, he met me. Okay. Last attempt, master stroke was online. He was writing one of the best answers. I really thought that he will do it, but he could not clear. You will wonder, sir, best answers he is not able to clear. So he says, sir, I never told you, sir. All the tests were happening online. So I used to complete the test in 5 hours instead of 3 hours. 5 hours instead of 3 hours. So that's lack of integrity, no? If we give you type test, it should happen in that much time. But that was not happening. So good student knows everything, but फिर बात वही है क्या करेगा? He knows all the information. His answer will be loaded with information. We really found his answer very, very good. बहुत अच्छा लिखता है. But then we got to know. So Anjali कह रही खुद से धोखा. Yes, this is cheating yourself. So anyways, the result came and he said a lot of pressure from parents also, this and that to prove. Now he's writing the mains again. And for mains 2022, we had a master stroke entrance examination. Yes, he could have given that. He's not given that. But he wants someone to check his paper and, like this thing. I think of 1 month left to mains and he writes to me at night around 3 a.m. Sir, I seriously need you, sir. I badly need you, sir. So that is lack of consistency, lack of emotional stability. I simply said that I'm available absolutely free of cost. Write the test, clear it, and morning, evening, we are testing our students. So health, physical, mental, emotional, all that is needed. I said we'll talk about this for 15 minutes. So I really want you to realize that whatever you got in geography, you're doing well. This has to work. If you are struggling with something, you're struggling with a timetable. And I want to tell you, you overshoot the time. If you have learned how to read, how to brainstorm and this thing, learn to do this smartly and quickly. When you were learning it, I understand it is a slow process, but now you've learned it. No, can you consolidate it? I've given so many samples. People who are doing that. इतने सारे samples मैंने दिए. They are saying, हाँ, ये तो हो पा रहा है मुझसे. True or not? We are looking at those samples and they are happening very well. So that is my question: that can we make it happen? Get that? Similarly, there are certain old habits. I will be satisfied only if I write everything by my hand, the whole book. Arey Baba, that is not the right habit. Learn to have those crisp things with you. You don't have to have them. My habit is that I will write answers even if I don't know content. Yes or no? My habit is when I know content, I will just write the content. I will not think why. Come out of that habit. My habit is I will write only when the whole syllabus or the course is over. That's also not the right habit. That's your habit. That's your habit. When things will finish, then I will take off. No, that's not a very good idea. Not a good idea for this examination at least. Everyone with me on this? Don't do that. Tendency to give up midway. I want to tell you, like the world has lost so many amazing, beautiful wonders because of this. It's easy to start. It's easy to start, but it's difficult to end. Yes or no? Amateurs start UPSC preparation. Experts end UPSC preparation. So amateur will just start. आ गए एकदम से कर दिया. It will take an expert to end it. That I am bringing it to a logical end, and they take it to a logical end. So as I have always said that UPSC preparation is national hobby. कभी भी शुरू कर सकते. You can start anytime. And how many directions can you move around? 360 directions. If you do not know where you are going, and who will decide this? These are connected. These are connected. When your goal setting is not clear, things will come. And I want to tell you, my wife is not keeping good health for last 2 days. I told her even I have the same symptoms. I was just talking to her and I said even I have the same symptoms. Even I have some fever and some body ache and all those things. But my work is so decided that I have to deliver it that very time. I have to take this class. I have to attend to the master stroke students. I have to attend so many things. My goal setting is so strong that even if my body says that today I'm not working, even with that health, I'm able to do that. Yes. Something, some issue, emotional issue happened in Raksha Bandhan. Raksha Bandhan is a festival. So I met my sister and so many things, so many emotional things came. I said, perfect. We were emotional as long as we were together, recalling all those childhood days. But then I said, well, I cannot be caught in this. I need to move on. And I just move on. True or not? Because there is a bigger goal set for me. Everyone, please don't see timetable as managing time. Timetable is about goal setting. Set your goals. Set your goals, and I have a goal to give you a sample. Example, Didu. Yes. 13th, 14th, 15th August. No matter what, I will revise chapter 1, 3. What are 1, 2, 3? India Physical, Indian Resources, Indian Agriculture. Chapter 1, 2, 3 of paper 2. No matter what. From my notes, from my book. हो जाएगा? No sir, I'm not well. I have this exam, that exam. Target. कोई एग्जाम आ रहा है वीकेंड पर? Any exam? झंडा वंडा लेना था, ले लिया? Yes. ये तो है ना कि we have to keep the flag. ये तो नहीं कि सारे 3 दिन ऐसे हिलाते रहना. True. The nationalistic fervor is in our hearts, no? It's not in the flag alone. It's in my heart, no? I'll feel proud. When the national anthem plays, I'll feel proud. And if I'm able to reach my goals, if I'm able to set and reach my goals, I think I, Sachin Arora, if I'm able to create such students, I'm doing a lot of national service. Everyone with me on this? So I'm inviting you to look into this. And in all probability, 15th of August, I am going to put a test for my master stroke mains people for paper 2 part 1, जिसमें 3 chapters आएंगे. उसमें industry और वो भी आएगा, but we'll be doing this. ठीक है? So maybe I'll share that paper with you also. Everyone, beginners, are you willing to take on that challenge? Half of you will be afraid, अरे यार test होने वाला है. No test, nothing, no test at all. I just said that people who are writing mains, they will be doing it in these 3 days. They will be doing that because on 16th I might take a test. 16th evening I might take a test from the people who are in that. So I'm inviting you. Will you be interested? So everyone, people who are listening to me live, people who are listening to me recording, do we have a reason to celebrate mid-course? Or do we have a reason to be depressed? Is the job done? Not yet. Is the job going in the right direction? Yes, you can see that. And do you see that almost everyone is facing these things? If you have written this, you can take a snapshot also. You can take a snapshot also. एक इसका क्लिक ले लो कि सर ये अभी मुझे करना है, यहाँ पे मैं स्टक हूँ. True. And if you have any issues dealing with them, you can send a message to me that I'm dealing with this. How can I work with this? ये हमने geography को लेके लिया है. Same thing can be with GS, can be with other things also. Is everyone okay? So the course schedule has been given to you. Screenshot is restricted. देखो उपेंद्र ने कहा screenshot restricted है. उपेंद्र कहाँ से यार? मतलब I really thought ये लोग ऐसे करोगे कैमरा ऑन और ये हो गया क्लिक. पॉसिबल हो सकता है? घर में एक और होगा ना मोबाइल, ले लो उससे यार. कैसे स्क्रीनशॉट नहीं हो सकता? ले लो, क्या टेंशन है? मैं ग्रुप पे डाल दूं? देखो समाधान तो लाते नहीं, हम लोग फंसे रहते हैं. ट्रू. So people who are watching on laptop, you can take from your this thing. नहीं तो मम्मा का फोन ले आओ यार. मम्मा का फोन, पापा का फोन, भाई का फोन, किसी का भी फोन. Do we have something spare? नहीं होगा तो हम डाल देंगे. ठीक है? तो we always see the glass half full and half empty. डाउनलोड विद एनोटेशन कर लेना. अरे ये तो लिखा ही था, आप भी लिख सकते थे. चलिए आ जाए फिर आज के टॉपिक पर. Thank you for this, sir. I got to know that everyone in this class facing the same problem. And Samat, not only a problem. Can you see what we have gained? What is in progress? What needs to be rectified? This was not an exercise in thin air. This exercise is right done in the middle of the course, so that if we take the course correction. यार ये specific मैं यहाँ पर अटक रहा हूँ, पूरी क्लास को सबसे पूछ लिया है. ठीक है? These are the things. Can I get over them? So I shared one of those messages. So a student has joined my classes from agriculture, middle of the course, and after doing only agriculture classes, she writes to me, sir, I'm finding it difficult to write answers. अरे answer writing अभी से. So sir, I've decided to start from lecture number 1. अब ये देखिए midway में आप फंस गए. Wrong expectations, can I say that can also be a problem? Can I say wrong expectations? Let me give you a classic example of wrong expectations. So many people buy the subscription of a gymnasium के लिए monthly, 6 monthly, annual लेते हैं, कभी नहीं जाते. क्यों? 2 दिन गए, 3 दिन गए, 4 दिन गए और फिर खत्म. We think that we will learn or our body will be toned up in 4 days. We go to a music class, 4 days, gone. We go to a skill class, 4 days, gone. I think this is the only class, 37 lectures you've been watching. Right? That's amazing. Hats off to all of you. अब थोड़ा समझ लो कि जो यहाँ तक आए हो, this is amazing. But I wrote this as the first thing. 37 lectures and you still are struggling with this. Please understand that. Please understand this. So a person who's done just 7 lectures वो struggle कर रहा है, and that person takes a decision also on that. That I think I must go to the first lecture and I must do that. Do you get that? ये मैंने आपको reading में बताया था. Remember the error of regression. Regression error. What is regression error? So you open the Hindu newspaper and you start reading it. You start reading it, and the Sri Lankan president has talked about this to the Chinese, and then no, फिर से start करें. Then you start reading again. Then you reach 2 points. No, let me go back again. What is this? Compulsive urge to go back. True or not? I trained you in reading. Then also I told you regression is the biggest enemy of readers. True or not? Is regression happening in the whole thing? So a student watches 1 lecture, 2 lecture, 3 lecture, 4 lectures and wants to be the best answer writer. No, that's not happening. That means agriculture nahi, I must start from the first lecture. Do you understand? So regression error is happening. Please don't regress. Now a child is born. A child is born. Okay? Do we get that? Walking, talking, writing. Walking, talking, writing. Arrange them in sequence. What will the child learn first? The child is born, arrange them. A, B, C. Dipshika, tell me A, B, C. I asked you sequence. Give me a sequence of A, B, and C. I am surprised nobody is applying the mind here. Everybody is saying the child learns walking before talking. I am surprised. That's why I question you people. That's why when somebody said, no sir, screenshot not possible. That's why I question your presence of mind. Is it necessary to walk before you learn to talk? तो शांत बोला सर टॉकिंग और स्पीकिंग इतना आईटी ना बनो यार. फिर वॉकिंग में भी हो सकता है सर ब्रिस्क वॉकिंग और रनिंग. एवरीवन कम ऑन, लेट्स बी वेरी क्लियर. यू लर्न टू टॉक फर्स्ट. उसके बाद वॉक आता है. वॉक भी साथ में चल रहा होता है. ट्रू और नॉट? Which one is the last? When you learn writing, actually, what age do you learn writing, everyone? What age do you learn writing? I think 5 years के बाद ही आता है. स्कूल जब ज्वाइन कर लिया. Yes or no? What age you learned conversation? Mama pani. Mama pani. I think 1.5 years. आ जाता है कुछ लैंग्वेज. इसी में यहाँ भी आ जाता है 1.5 years. They are almost there. You start walking also. True. थोड़ा बहुत कम्युनिकेशन, बेसिक कम्युनिकेशन तो 1 में भी आ जाएगा. True or not? I'm not talking about some kids are, like kids who are what do I say, differently abled in that, or probably their growth milestones are a little slowed. कोड वर्ड आ जाता है, late bloomers. So everyone tell me, you started geography, and you are very sad that you don't know how to write answers. You don't know how to talk geography, you don't know how to walk geography. You want to write geography. You don't know how to talk current affairs, you don't know how to walk current affairs, you want to write current affairs. Even if somebody told you that you can start with writing, come on. Are you that buddhu? Are you that, what can I say? कुछ भी बहला फुसला के बुद्धू बनाया जा सकता है, मान सकते हो? First day, okay, let's start answer writing. If you are with me, I'll train anyone into answer writing. That's a skill, Baba. It will take time. So obviously, you will not walk, not talk. First, what will you need? Content. Then, what do you need? Ideas, concepts. True or not? Content and concepts. When they are there, then you learn the art of assimilation, and then answer writing comes. So everyone, do we understand what you are procrastinating? What you are procrastinating is some habits. Yeah, aega, bilkul aega, but it will take time. With me on this, everyone. If any questions, please ask. If any questions, please ask. So I joined the course within mind. Just a minute. Rahul says I joined the course within mind that I was very good in it in schools, but after some days I shed that overconfidence and started from scratch. It's okay, Rahul. I would not say that you're starting from scratch, but whatever you learned over there, use that also. Okay. So everyone, I'm ending this discussion. I hope this added to your confidence. This is very important. That middle of the course, your teacher tells you where we are. The teacher renews the promise that we are on this journey. I am not moving out of it. I'm working on content. I'm working on concepts, and I'm also working on that art of assimilation. And this will happen, and I'm a patient man. This examination has made me very, very patient. It takes time for the seeds to blossom. Yes, sir. It takes time. I'm sowing the seeds. I have no doubts. The seed should also not have any doubt. Seed को भी doubt है क्या मुझसे sprout होगा या नहीं होगा. So please stop having those doubts. It will definitely sprout out of you. Is everyone okay? Chale, so where are we? So today we are talking about the topic of the day. People who submitted about all those things that you've submitted on Bharatmala and other things. Good work. Somebody submitted one golden quadrilateral. So my suggestion was go beyond golden quadrilateral. थोड़ा आगे बढ़े. So now we are done with this. Is everyone with this clear with this? Road, railway, waterway, airway, pipeline. We've not talked about it. We've not talked in detail about it. We'll talk about that. But first, we are talking about growing importance of ports and in the national and foreign trade. This is what we're going to talk about. Is everyone with me on this? Growing importance of ports on national and foreign trade. This is what we are talking about. So, everyone, there are different models of development. There are different models of development. Can I say there are tools? Yes, sir. So, everyone, just look at this model. Number one, state owned, controlled, directed development model. Is everyone okay? State owned directed model. So state has everything. Can I say this is the communist model? This is the communist model. इनका ये कहना है. They are saying that like land is an asset. Everyone, land is an asset. Land is an asset. All are farmers. But in this, what will happen is one person will become an influential farmer, big farmer. Who will he? He will become a feudal lord. Possible. He'll become a feudal lord. He will exploit. He will exploit everyone. He will exploit everyone. And because of their exploitation, this person keeps on growing bigger, bigger, bigger. True or not? He's not interested in the efficiency of land use. He's not interested in the balance of growth, but he is interested in the personal growth. So what we do is, instead of that, everything is state-owned. Even the human beings, everything belongs to the state. Yes, you work for the state. जो भी state के लिए है, वो आप काम करिए, and the state will work for you. Is everyone okay? So anything wrong with that? Anything wrong with that? State will work for you. यही स्वराज की संकल्पना अगर आपने देखी हो कि राजा कौन होता है, राजा प्रजा का सेवक होता है. So state will be doing everything. State will take care, and all subjects are equal. Government decides the priority. No tension. Population, people, no tension. No planning needed. कल क्या करना है, don't worry, the government will tell you. The food, everything taken care of. No tension, government takes care. Is everyone okay? So feudal is a problem. Feudal lords, they are exploitative, and as a result, we are looking at this. How is the development model? कैसा है? Communist model. Good model or not? Everything will be state-owned. All the things will be taken care of by the government. The doctors, the schools, everything. कोई problem हो, आप वहाँ जाइए, सब कुछ हो जाएगा. Wherever the country needs development, they will focus on that. If the country needs sports persons, they will focus on sports. If the country needs defense persons, they will focus on defense person. Who are you? You are a subject, and the government will tell you what to do. If they want you to be a sports person हो जाएगी. अच्छी बात है कि नहीं? Yes. So what's wrong with that? So Ramin is saying it has pros and cons. Pros तो मुझे अच्छे लग रहे हैं. यहाँ पे देखो तुम लोग इतने टेंशन में हो, कुछ होना है नहीं होना. स्टेट की मोनोपोली, तो क्या दिक्कत है? स्टेट तो हमारी है. State has a monopoly, so it is taking care of everything. There might be someone who becomes a dictator. What about corruption, sir? If these people become corrupt and they don't take care of all the people, yes or no? Possible? No liberty. There is no liberty for people to pursue. I don't want to be a sports person. I am an academic one. मुझे जबरदस्ती आप जो भी कराएंगे, no liberty. True or not? Dictatorship possible. I'm saying possible. Corruption possible. Can I say even the goods and services? Goods and services. Whatever you are. Ayush, what you are saying is biasness possible. But English सही करो ना Ayush. Biasness possible. You can say corruption. Corruption is bias, no. Improper distribution of land, like land reforms. अरे why distribute? Everything is state. पिंटू तुम तो सोच ही नहीं पा रहे हो. पिंटू सोचो, सरकार तुम्हारा सारा ख्याल रख रही है. Goods and services, no choices. जो है वही मिलेगा. Even no incentive for work if everyone is no incentive. Incentive है. No incentive for excellence. So everyone, merit को कोई ऐसा incentive अलग से नहीं है. There is nothing. So everyone, you work in the fields, you work in the farm. In the evening, the government serves you food. Everyone gets the same food, whether you worked or you did not work. Even inaction is rewarded. Problem है? Yes or no? If the government is not able to generate revenues, the quality of goods and services may be poor quality. I will have to live with it. What do? Government एक ही चीज बनाती है, मेरे पास कोई option नहीं है, no private anything, nothing is there. Possible है, possible है. Then came the second model. कि भाई ये तो हमें समझ में आ गया. Yes. इसमें गवर्नमेंट अपना काम करे. गवर्नमेंट शुड बी मिनिमम इंटरवेंशन. दिस इज गवर्नमेंट इज मैक्सिमम इंटरवेंशन, मैक्सिमम गवर्नमेंट. दिस इज अबाउट मिनिमम गवर्नमेंट. देयर शुड बी मिनिमम गवर्नमेंट. लेट प्राइवेट providers work. They will provide the goods and services. Government can be the regulator. Like nothing wrong happens. Wrong practices should not be there, and people have choices. But sir, इसमें problem यही है that feudal lord will get the rich, so there was a problem, rich poor divide. So rich poor divide is there. So government, what will the government do? Government will come in for welfare measures. Government ले लेगी. Possible. So that they do not take undue advantage, government will regulate things, but with minimum interference. They have all the freedom. And also, for people who are left behind, government will create the instruments of reservation, government jobs, welfare measures. Yes, होना चाहिए. This is called positive discrimination, so the government would do that. So they said, we understand, what is that. So not the communist model, but a mixed model, mixed or a capitalistic model. Is everyone okay? So in capitalistic model and the state-owned model, they realize that certain places can have very important significance. बहुत अच्छी significance हो सकती है. Certain places can have that, and both of them decided that we can create some nodes or some growth poles. Yes or no? Some geographical locations, some economic activities will have a lot of spread effect. That should be used. Both of them had this in mind. So आपने सुना होगा the 5-year plan. आपने सुना इंडिया में 5-year plan idea. This was borrowed from Russia. Yes, sir. Russian planning idea. We had that also. But India also allowed for India in its initial industrial policies was on import substitution. But post LPG, did the government take this also? Minimum government. So India has a mix of both. India has a mix of both. In both the models, we decided there must be something which has a lot of growth potential. Say, for example, steel plants. A lot of growth potential. Yes or no? Can I say dams? A lot of growth potential. Can I say roads and railway? A lot of growth potential. Now, all this is essential to trade within the country. But when we are looking at international trade also and internal trade, ports come across as a very, very special area. I've already talked about ports once with you. So I want to know everyone. I want to know everyone. What could be the meaning of port-led development? What do you think is the utility of it, rationale behind it? Quickly, whatever comes to your mind. Port-led development क्या मतलब है इसका? Yes, everyone. First, I want to see, where our mind goes in this. So first is export import, industrial development, export import, economic security, majority export import, goods, export import, trade, export import good, setting up ancillary industry. समझ में कुछ और यहाँ पर लिखा है to serve government, also create some social infrastructure. हाँ, ये थोड़ा सा मुझे अच्छा लगा समझ का आंसर. So everyone is talking about this, and I'm sure आप सभी ने सुना होगा. तो let me read out from Samarth. Okay, so Samarth says one is the port. Say for example, this is Mumbai port. Okay, then Samarth is saying that cumulative causative effect. Remember cumulative causation, Gunnar, Myrdal. I told you, no? Gunnar, Myrdal, cumulative causation. That you set up a growth pole, what will happen? First it will suck up everything. Everything will be pulled towards itself. Yes, no? It will have that sort of a thing. So all the employment, raw material will move over there, and then gradually what will happen? The fruits of development will also grow in all the directions. So spread effect will also happen, and the swash and the backwash will happen. So he says that's good. So Mumbai, everyone who's talking about export and import, I'm with you. I'm with you, everyone. Very good point taken. Can I call this as trade? International trade? Okay. But we are looking at something more. So he says ancillary industries can be created. So can I say this can become an industrial region? Yes. Some social infrastructure will also be created for this. Social infrastructure can be, like one is the government jobs which they are creating, but like the kind of society, urban society, that's also there. That can also be there. So these are two things that he has talked of. I am with you on this. Connectivity, trade, influence is there. Port-driven development of. So everyone, please understand, ये port क्या होता है? मैंने पहले भी बताया, मैं फिर से बता रहा हूँ. Everyone, I told you. This is ocean. This is ocean. This place is a harbor. Harbor is that area which is protected from the influences of the ocean to come. Okay, I want my ships to be there, and I want my ships to be, sailing safely into the sea, but I want them to be parked over here, so I bring my ships over here. Then the government says, इस पूरे area को we will develop it as a port. What we will do, we will create these jetties. What are these jetties? Jetties are like railway station का वो होता है ना, point where the train will stop. So ships will come and park on this. Ships will be tied. Yes or no? Then we will have machines to offload from the ship. There will be some liquid jetties, there will be some solid jetties. Solid means you can put solid material, food grains, cement, iron ore is solid, oil, petrol, molasses, all this is liquid. Then there are warehouses, Then there is customs office in this. Possible? And if it is a naval shipyard, there can be a naval base also. Is everyone okay? There can be ship repair. So this is a port. Port takes a lot of effort to make. Yes. Now this is happening in this area, but this area which is around, this whole area is called the hinterland. Is everyone okay? So hinterland has got raw material. Hinterland has got industry. Hinterland produces goods and services. And you have the port. Will it help the development of the hinterland? Yes or no? Will it cause the people from the hinterland to move towards the port for employment? Employment as port employees? Employment for other things also? Is that going to help? Is the raw material also going to get a market? True. When people are going over there, when people are going towards the port, and port is further exporting things out, will the money flow back to this area? would innovation and ideas flow back to this area? Money bhi aayega, innovation. Can I say you will get to know the demand? So the land use, industrial use, will it change or not? So can I say the social infrastructure, economic infrastructure of the hinterland will change? Or tell me hinterland's mobility and accessibility, transport, will it improve or not? Will hinterland develop urban centers or not? True or not, everyone? And since it is trading outside, can we expect foreign exchange to come? If a lot of development is happening, will investors bring FDI also into this? True or not? Yes. So somebody came to me and he said, sir, do you have a bank account? I said, yes, I have a bank account. He says, how much interest do you get on the bank account? I said, I don't know. I don't keep track of that. He said, you should. It's your money. I said, good. He told me, thank you. I will keep track. He said, let me tell you, getting 4-5%. I said, okay. He said, do you know what's the inflation? I said, yes, I teach my students around 7-8%. So, sir, inflation is 7-8. Your money is going down in its value by 7-8%. And your bank is giving you 5%. Effectively 2% less. No? So every year your money's value is going down. True. Even I don't understand this. But the fact is, I remember buying one samosa in Delhi for 1 rupee. I remember Maggie for 2 rupees. 1 or 2 rupees. Yes, sir. And when my father used to talk about that, they used to get it for 5 paise, or in 5 paise they would get 5 samosas, to laugh. We used to laugh. 5 paise, that means 1 rupee you can get 20 samosas. How is it possible? How is it possible 1 rupee you will get 20 samosas? Aise kaise ho sakta? Now let me tell you what is the market price of samosa. 15 rupees. True or not? What is the market price of Maggie? Maggie कितना होगा? Maggie 20 rupees का पैक है. Yes. 14 का है. वो छोटी कर दी उन्होंने Maggie. They smartly. If I go by the same size of Maggie which we used to get, वो लेगा 20 rupees उसका. True or not? अब तो 2 Maggies become 1. Actually they are fooling us. Yes, वो छोटा सा कर दिया, वो खाकर भी ऐसे लगता है इसमें Maggie खाया नहीं खाया. So you need 2 packs. So they are smart. Everyone. Somebody comes and tells you that inflation is 7% and your interest is 5, your money is getting devaluated. So I did not value or think much about it. But when I look back, isn't this what is the doing of inflation only? Yes or no? So a person who was earning, say, 1 lakh rupees at that time, which is a very high amount. So let me make it 10,000 rupees. So today, what was 10,000 at that time? Today is 1 lakh rupees. True or not? And do we have Indians who are living below poverty line even now? Isn't that injustice? So anyways, I'm not talking about that. Your economics teacher can tell you better. So I said, yes, I get that. So I don't plan to do anything about it. So he said, you should. So you should invest in the share market. So he explained me share market. He said, sir, you should do this, you should do this. And I'm telling you why I have this discussion right here. He says, sir, you put your money, you will get 10% interest. It is easy to get 10% over there. But here you're just getting 5%. So I said, there are risks involved. He said, yes, risk is there, but then, sir, you can get it. The 10% is a very nominal thing. So he explained me everything. So I told him, look, I want to tell you what I believe or what do I understand from share market. Correct? For you, who wants to sell that idea of share market to me, for you, share market is bank is giving 5%, share market will give me 10%. So let me increase my returns. Yes or no? For me, share market is getting a share into the companies of India. And if I'm going to invest that money, why would I want to pull it out when I get 10%? Yes or no? It's like my opportunity to share a slice of the business of the Tatas, share a slice of the business of the Ambanis. If I'm sharing that business, why should I pull out of it? He said, yeah, sir, you are talking like a long-term investor, sir. I was just telling you, sir, you can make money also. So I want to tell you this word FDI, foreign direct investment. When they are investing in our companies, they are putting in their money. They are putting in their money for this reason. There is something called as FPI also, foreign portfolio income and foreign direct income. Your economics teacher would have told you foreign portfolio income or FIIs. They are called quick money. They are there only to make money from our short-term market gains. Yes or no? But FDI investment, foreign direct investment, is into company that I am giving this much investment. I am coming in a tie-up with Reliance Industries. Yes, 10% is my stake in Reliance Industries as FDI. So that's something that we are looking at. Now tell me, everyone, a country whose ports are doing like this, and because of that, hinterland is developing very fast. Will a foreign investor want to invest in this? Will a car manufacturer, Hyundai, would want to come in and set up their plant over here? Would Samsung want to come and set up their plant here also? American companies, would they want to set up plants? Do you understand the importance of port-led development? Port will take care of India's needs of export-import, as you rightly said. It will also take care of the hinterland. Yes, our resources. It will also cause the development of hinterland, socio-economic development of hinterland. And every country, remember, does not have all the things produced in its economy. So all countries are interdependent. Interdependent not only for goods and services but also for capital and technology. Can I say FDI can bring in more capital and technology? And when with this capital and technology, do you think that India's growth can further be accelerated? Yes or no? Do you realize the importance of a port? Do you realize the importance of port-led development? And that's what we are talking about. एक बात बताइए ना, one thing is, like they say that Indians, many people, there was a lot of poverty in India when Britishers came. Only the kings and those feudal lords were rich. I don't know whether the Britishers did good or not. But if Britishers are not allowed to come to India as colonizers, but their money comes to India, their investment comes to India, what's wrong with that? True or not? Do we agree as a developing country we have resource crunch? Yes or no? True. But if instead of their technology, their knowledge and their money, if they are exporting their ideology, if they are imposing upon us their superiority, or if they are sending their undesirable pollutants to us, then should we regulate that or not? That's happening in Africa. दुनिया अपना कचरा अफ्रीका भेज देती है. Africa, they will send the kachra. True or not? So everyone with me. So I just, before I could start, I thought of asking my students that what is your understanding? What do you think is foreign trade, or what is the significance of ports? Did you get a bigger picture in this? India's development, India's regional development, India's local inherent potential put to use, India's social and economic development of the hinterland, India's need for import and export, as well as India's standing across the world that can be proved by this. Everyone with me on this? Maritime infrastructure. Sir, what is maritime infrastructure? I did not understand this. अरे अभी तो बनाया था हार्बर, हार्बर के बाद पोर्ट, पोर्ट के बाद ट्रैफिक मैनेजमेंट और पोर्ट मैनेजमेंट. यस, पोर्ट इक्विपमेंट्स, पोर्ट स्टोरेज, कस्टम, एक्साइज, सिग्नल, एवरीथिंग इज मैरीटाइम इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. समझ में आ गया सबको? प्ले अ वाइटल रोल इन नेशंस इकोनॉमी. अच्छा, एक चीज तो मैं भूल गया, इकोनॉमी के बारे में भी मैंने बात किया, सब कुछ मैंने बात किया, एक तो स्ट्रेटेजी भी तो होता है, स्ट्रेटेजिक जियोपॉलिटिकल. True or not? In case of India, can I say it is also defense? Very, very important. So nobody talked about it. Okay. So maritime infrastructure is important. India has a maritime India Vision 3030. Homework समझ में आ गया आज क्या है? Homework क्या होगा? Key points of maritime vision 2030. कर लेंगे? Yes. हम एक maritime power हैं, and we want to genuinely, like acquire the position that we have as at the head of the Indian Ocean. We want that blue economy, blue navy, and geopolitics also and geoeconomics also to be aligned, and that's an opportunity. अपने ही resources को, remember our own resources, the territorial waters and up to EEZ, we can exploit them in a better manner. We can enjoy the geoeconomics of it, geostrategic and the geopolitical mileage out of it. So Vision 2030 ये आपको देखना. इसी में हमने एक flagship program है सागरमाला. Ministry of Shipping initiated, the government initiated this in 2015. So everyone, infrastructure development, I hope you are okay with that. I don't have to explain. Port mein infrastructure is this. Hinterland connectivity development, is everyone okay? Hinterland connectivity. Then port industrial development. Port mein industrial zone may not be at other places, but port ke paas you can provide energy, material and all those things. You can create a SEZ or the coastal economic zone. Kyun nahi kar sakte? Can we create those instruments? And then community development. So there is a shortage of skillful labor. Fishermen are there, the local community. Can we upgrade them, help them? And islands are a special case. Should we work on that or not? So if you are able to work on that, amazing things will happen. You get that? Sagarmala initiative will further boost infrastructure and drive investment to improve regional connectivity to aid trade. Sagarmala initiative will further enable port to meet global standards, bolstering nation's economic development. Sagarmala project is based on four-fold view. What is it? Dynamic and reduced logistic cost, boost overall economic development through ports and empower coastal community. So dynamics and reduce the logistic cost. Yeah, that's one is logistic, two is also logistic, third is economic development, and fourth is the empower of coastal communities. Makes sense? But I have not gone outside. बाहर जा सकते कि नहीं जा सकते? I have not gone geostrategic. Port is called Colombo. Very, very important transshipment port है. इधर से जो जा रहे हैं वैसे जाते हैं. And the ones which are coming from there, they will also go like this. True. Colombo has a very, very important location. Similarly, the location of Singapore. Similarly, the location of Egypt, Suez Canal. Is everyone okay? Important. This is west, this is east. This is Malacca Strait. Important or not? Everyone, do we realize the importance of A, B, and C in international trade? Suez Canal, connection to Europe. Colombo, midway, east. Malacca Strait, connection to China, East Asia, Far East Asia, Japan, that's there. Is everyone okay? Pay attention. Island nation doesn't have a lot of things. In fact, most of the things are because of Colombo crisis. Yes or no? Crisis and opportunity. If we are able to develop our ports, यहाँ कोची हो गया, इधर मैंगलोर है, इधर मुंबई है, लंबी जर्नी है, they will come over here. इधर ही बात हो रही थी, टूटीकोरिन की बात हो रही है, इधर चेन्नई की बात हो रही है. Chennai and Ennore port are already there. So do we understand that port-like development is a very, very important thing geostrategically? And I also want to tell you, don't just think about that. Remember, Gujarat has the longest coastline. Whole fishing villages, fishing industry. So not just the big, but the small also. Does it have significance or not? Again, I'm saying that whatever I'm looking at, I have to look at it from a geographical point of view, not from the point of view what the books will say. Is everyone okay? Sagarmala Pariyojana, renewed focus is for PM Gati Shakti is also talking about Sagarmala. Support Sagarmala. Currently, we have dry ports. See, dry port क्या होता है यार? Dry port, Wardha, Nagpur is developed as multimodal logistic park, and then this development of dry ports in Wardha and Jalna are under this upcoming multimodal parks, seaports, big road. What is a dry port? Dry port is not too much movement. ऐसा थोड़ी है कि dry day हो गया. What is dry port? जल्दी बताओ. What is dry port? Port little away from the coast. Why not very far away from the coast? So dry port क्या होता है? जल्दी बताओ. सोच के बताओ. कभी सुना है नाम या नहीं सुना है? What is dry port? Dry material loaded. अच्छा, ठीक है. Interior port. मेरे घर के पास ही है इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ. Let's wait for question. Noida, Greater Noida as a port. Get that? Dry port, also called as inland port. It is generally a multi-modal terminal connected by road and rail. They take it to the seaport. Do we get that? So dry port समझो ये एक logistic center होता है. Get that? It is also a transshipment point. Get that? So all the services of a marine port minus coastal area. ठीक है, वापस लेकर आता हूँ. This is very important. Can you see the shaded area? What does the shaded area have, everyone? What does the shaded area have? What does the shaded area have? A custom house, a warehouse. वो देखो coast. सुशांत, अबे coast के अलावा क्या वो पूछ रहा है? Coast, shaded area में क्या है? सोच नहीं सकते सुशांत. I have doubt you have ever been to the sea coast also. Get that? इसलिए सोच भी नहीं सकते. Infrastructure, warehouse, custom clearance, such equipments that can handle containers. जो बड़े-बड़े ships and उस पर आते हैं, container handling. Everything is there. Everything is there. So all the works, logistic, which country, what is being sent, container yards are there, warehouses are there. Container yard, warehouses, cargo handling equipment, customs procedures, everything is there. Get that? And what are they handling? They are handling things brought by the ship. Ship लेकर आएगा इधर. Ship brings this. Perfectly okay. But then there are limited ports. Ports take a lot of money to set up. What if I have a railway line? All the material that came here, I create another area with similar facilities. True. Another area with similar facilities. So whatever is the material that comes here through the train, and there are roads also coming out of it. True. All the facilities of a marine port minus the ship parking facility, that is called a dry port. Do we get that? Dry port. समझ में आता है? Makes sense? Just imagine how unfair will it be to make schools only on the coastal areas. So school can be anywhere. So the idea came, the facilities which a port provides, why not have them inland also? True. And they should not be bothered to dedicated lines. दे दो इसको. So I have a friend who lives in somewhere in Greater Noida. So you would have heard अभी जो मैंने आपको homework दिए थे when I was talking about corridors, Greater Noida has come up as a very important multimodal transport hub. Multimodal means train can come over there straight to that area. Buses can come over there. You know, like on the river front. अभी मेरे ख्याल से मोदी जी ने inaugurate किया था बनारस में. Banaras multimodal jetty. So the boat will come on the jetty, and there is bus and train also connected, so that you don't have to bother. Just pick and put it over there. So my friends lives over there, and I generally visit his place. And last 4 or 5 times, whenever I've gone, everything is blocked. All the roads are blocked, and it's very difficult to reach his place. So he says this whole area has been turned into a multimodal transport hub. So new railway lines are coming, new roads are coming, custom warehousing. So he says when we bought this house or this flat, this area was only for residential use, but the government has changed it and turned this area and its vicinity as multimodal thing. Do you get that? Just like we can set up an airport somewhere. Why can't we do this also? Yes. Kaushik, next optional course is in October first week. Everyone, do you understand dry port? अब एक बात बताओ ना, पोर्ट लेग डेवलपमेंट की बात हो रही है, हमारे सिलेबस में है, एंड वी डोंट इवन नो ड्राई पोर्ट. और बहुत से लोगों को पहली बार मिल रहा होगा. व्हाई? और देखो यहाँ पे इसकी इंपॉर्टेंस इन नेशनल ट्रेड भी हो जाएगा कि नहीं. ड्राई पोर्ट्स, वेयर हाउसिंग, एवरीथिंग इज देयर. बिकॉज इन दोस कंटेनर्स एवरीथिंग दैट यू आर लुकिंग एट वो सब उसी में आ रहा है. Whatever you're looking at, you want laptops, वो उसी में पड़े हुए हैं, स्टेशनरी एंड एनीथिंग यू टॉक ऑफ वो सब उधर मिल जाएगा. बाहर से भी आएगा, इधर से भी आएगा. व्हाट्स द प्रॉब्लम? डू वी गेट दैट? सो भारतमाला परियोजना इज अबाउट सागरमाला परियोजना is about developing all that. Do we get that? So big roads, railway project, Vidarbha, you can see this, mostly this area is very, very important and rich in this. Port-led development. In fact, the Sagarmala initiative has enabled Indian ports to handle large volumes. Not only that, can you see the amount of average output per ship berth per day? That has also increased. And turnaround time, the ship has to wait to offload. So the ships can turn around very, very quickly because of this. So turnaround has come down, volumes have gone up. Numerous projects have been undertaken across various categories: port modernization, rail, road, cruise tourism also. So Indians, you would have heard about cruise ships, so why not come to India and have that also? Coastal infrastructure and skill development, that is called port-led development. Do we understand? So इसको हम theory में क्या डालेंगे? It's a growth pole. And things will radiate out of it. Geopolitics, as I told you, very, very important. Sri Lanka, Colombo port will go down. So we'll need a port for transshipment. And recently, because Colombo was not there, so the shipping giant Maersk operated a block train from Durgapur in West Bengal to JNPT. JNPT is Mumbai Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust. उन्होंने एक्सपोर्ट का कार्गो मूव करने के लिए ट्रेन यूज किया. Imagine normally the ship from east coast to west coast will come via Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka will keep those empty containers. Everyone, I am carrying certain containers. Okay, so I don't want to travel to Indian Ocean. I don't want to travel to west part of it. तो मैं क्या करता हूँ? Everyone, please understand. I am a shipping company that operates in this area only. So what I will do is I will carry the containers. So this is a container ship which has got a box. Have you seen containers इस तरह से डब्बा 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 होता है? If you've seen that, वो जो सुएज कनाल में फंसा था, that ship was a container ship. अब ये कंटेनर लेकर आया मैं, और what do? I put them in Colombo. And I go back. Colombo is a transshipment port. Some other empty ship will come and they will take the containers from this place. Colombo से उठा के ले जाए. And what will they give to Colombo? Colombo will get the fees. So this ship will take it away. Do you understand? We are trying to make our ports that important. We'll get that extra income. So recently, this port, Vadhavan port, is being developed. The Vadhavan port is being developed near JNPA. JNPA is Jawaharlal Nehru Port Authority, jointly by Maharashtra Maritime Board and Government of Maharashtra. This is an all-weather deep draft port, which will be there. So we are looking at deeper waters, which we can handle that. You can see this port is being developed. Do we get that? So this was about port-led development. Can you handle that? And what are the challenges? I hope you can understand. There will be challenges also. Okay. So challenges to India's ports that we will see after the break. Let's have a quick break on this. What's the time? 16:37. 16:43. 6 minutes ka break. Okay. Be back after the break. 6 minutes. Everyone, are we back? Okay, so small little break. We're looking at port-led development, and we are also trying to look at what has happened in the maritime sector in the country. So one is the Sagarmala. Is everyone clear about Sagarmala? Can I expect you to look at your Vision 2030? Maritime Vision 2030. That's the homework. We're looking at the maritime sector now. Maritime sector, Ministry of Shipping is looking at that. So it is critical infrastructure. It has influenced the pace, structure, and pattern of development. See that? Port sector is driven by high growth in external trade. So my next topic is external trade also. So we must understand that also. Cargo traffic handled by India's major ports reached 406 metric ton, a 14.6% increase. We can see this is increasing also. The key ports are expected to deliver 7 projects worth more than 2,000 crore rupees. And public-private partnership is also coming. There is a lot of ship recycling capacity that we are talking about. Employment opportunities, that's what we are talking about. Government of India has also given a lot of subsidy in this sector, merchant ship flagging the country. Marine Aid to Navigation Bill was passed in Parliament last year. I don't know how many of you were keeping track of that, but this is a very, very important bill when it comes to the technology and the signal development part of it. Competitive advantage, India has a huge coastline, which is 7,500, interspersed with more than 200 ports, and major and minor. Most cargo ships that sail between East Asia and America, Europe, Africa pass through Indian territorial waters. So I already told you that Colombo, the decline of Sri Lanka, gives us a big opportunity in this. Is everyone with me in this? Current status. So this is the current affairs where I am giving you all the current affairs which are related. 95% of India's trade by volume that is going through this. Yes, no. 2020 मोदी जी ने नाम बदल दिया, नाम बदलने में एकदम सबसे हम आगे हैं. So Ministry of Shipping को हमने Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways कर दिया. I hope you understand ports and waterways are being given priority. So the ministry's name was changed to Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. There are 12 major ports, 205 notified minor ports. Do we get that? So major ports, just like national highways, are under the central government, and minor ports, they are then under the state government. And in this also, I want to tell you two states that lead in the number of ports is Maharashtra and Gujarat. So this is keeping in mind the geography. Under the National Perspective Plan for Sagarmala, 6 new megaports will be developed in the country. Indian ports and shipping industry provides a vital role for sustaining the trade and commerce. We are the 16th largest maritime country in the world. Indian government plays an important role, and we have allowed FDI of up to 100% under automatic route. 10 tax years holiday is also there, who are interested in managing and operating ports, inland waterways and inland ports. Is everyone okay with that? Inland ports is what? Dry ports. Government has taken several measures to increase the efficiency, and the cargo handle is also written over. Is everyone okay? The current affairs. I could have given you this in the homework. फिर आप कहते हो homework में बहुत ज़्यादा time लगता है. I'm sure people who've done the homework, they know the value of it. Yes. ये छोटी सी चीजें हैं जो ग्राफ आप अपने आप बना सकते हो. Major ports are handling 52%. Non-major ports are handling around 48%. Do we get that? So key trains and everything that is possible, I have brought for you on the port, which you can use it. Sagarmala, as I told you, national perspective was put in place in 2016. 2015 में उसका conceptualization हो गया था. Port-led development, 26 port rail connectivity projects are there. Sagarmala Development Company was also set up as a special purpose vehicle. Remember National Highway Authority of India? On similar lines, we had this also. Ocean necklace, we are talking about that. What is this ocean necklace? We plan to modernize the major and the minor ports. We want efficient evacuation system so that rail, road and other things are also there, and coastal economy to develop. Okay, that? So one is Mumbai port. Everyone Mumbai and JNPT. Other is Kandla port. So Kandla की location यहाँ है. Kandla और यहाँ मुंद्रा आ गया. Kandla and Mundra port. This is Goa port. This is New Mangalore port, Cochin port, Tuticorin, Chennai, Ennore, Visakhapatnam, Paradip and Haldia. ठीक है, ये हमारे major ports हैं. These are the major ports, and small ports are also there. Can you see we have connected those industrial corridors? They will connect that. So our intention is to connect that also. Ocean necklace should also be there. Everyone with me on this? 250 million people live in 50 kilometers of the coast. You can imagine how much population is living over there. 3,600 fishing villages are there. 12 major ports and 185 minor ports on this. 13th one is here, Port Blair. We have total 13. 13th one is in Port Blair. And we have huge ecological significance also, because this coastline has a very big area of mangroves also. So do we understand it's a population region? It is a resource region. It is a connected region. So coastal areas, we must be working on them. Support-led development through Sagarmala, double the capacity of the major ports, establish at least 2 mega ports, 2 transshipment hubs, share of Indian shipyard in global shipbuilding. Global shipbuilding भी होना चाहिए. कितना होना चाहिए? 0.4 to 2%. So I want to tell you, like shipbuilding, who's the leader in shipbuilding? Any idea? shipbuilding? Any idea? So from an Indian point of view, who is one of the leaders in car manufacture internationally? Car manufacture leaders. Any country that comes to your mind? Car manufacture. जर्मनी. कौन सी जर्मनी की कार चल रही है यहाँ पर, जल्दी बताओ मुझे. इंडिया में कौन सी जर्मनी की कार चल रही है? फोक्सवागन. तो आप सेल देख लो फोक्सवागन की. आपके आसपास आपको फोक्सवागन दिखाई देती है इंडिया में? BMW कितनी दिखाई देती है? टोयोटा जर्मनी की तो नहीं है ना. फोक्सवागन और BMW. तो मैं बता रहा हूँ दुनिया में भी, साउथ कोरिया, जापान, even German cars and even American cars, that industry is coming down. Industry is coming down. Get that? So generally they are switching over कि भाई चाइना में बना लो, Hyundai, कुछ भी. मैं तो यहाँ पर ये लिख रहा हूँ, मैं तो शिप बिल्डिंग का लिख रहा हूँ. कार का तो मैंने बस एग्जाम्पल दिया. True or not? So though things have changed, I want to tell you, I belong to that old world. So there was this ship. The name of the ship was Abdul Kalam Azad. Get that? So ship के भी नाम होते. Ships also have names. So there are many ships which are named by Indian companies. They would name after freedom fighters also, and some mountains also. So rivers also. Even Indian Navy में बहुत सारे river class भी हैं, Brahmaputra class, Yamuna class. So those ships are there. So this ship was standing in Cochin shipyard. Long ago I'm talking about. Cochin shipyard, this ship was standing. Get that? And it was badly rusted. एकदम खंडर ship लग रहा था. So when I saw it for the first time, I went to Cochin shipyard. We saw that, and it was badly rusted. I was just wondering, we were supposed to be assigned ships and all that. So wondering that इस ship पर कौन जाएगा? इस ship पर कौन जाएगा? So one of the captains overheard us. He said, I will put at least 5 of you on this ship. At least 5 of you to be officers on this ship. So wondering, ये जहाज ये पानी में डालना डूब जाएगा. This is so rusted. It was a massive ship. It's a rusted ship. So somebody said, Suno, this has never gone into the ocean. ये तो भी बन रहा है. They used to take years for the ships to manufacture, and in those years the ship will get rusted. Imagine. Can you imagine? ये Hyundai वगैरह, Ulsan, Busan, these ships in South Korea, how much time do they take to build a ship? We were taking, उस ship को बनते बनते कई साल हो चुके थे. How much time do these companies take to make a ship on order? Any idea? Big, massive ships. World के largest ships are being constructed. I think that ship was being constructed for 3 years. 3 साल बन रहे थे. 3 साल लग गए उसको बनने में ship में, and by that time the ship had rusted. Those were times in 1990s. I'm talking things would have changed definitely. So any guesses? So Deepshika says 6 months. Okay. Massive ships. One of the largest ships in the world. So I had the opportunity to be on some of these ships. These ships are like islands. Massive islands. India में तो उस size का ship ही नहीं बन रहा है. India is not able to handle that kind of a ship. How much time? So maybe 1 year, maybe 6 to 10 months. So we were taking 3 years, 1.5 years. 21 days. Ready, delivered. Modi ji in his first tenure went to South Korea, and he saw all those things, and he said, yeah, can you train Indians to make boats? Boats बना दो, हम ship बाद में कर लेंगे. Ship भूल जाओ, जल्दी से छोटा boat बनाना सिखा दो, because we have small fishermen and other things also. की तो market भी नहीं ना उतने बड़े. But now when we are talking of port-led development, do we need to be the top shipbuilder or not? Navy के ships बनने में बहुत time लगता है, धीरे-धीरे बन रहे हैं. True. That's what we are talking about. So mostly repair के लिए and all that capability we have to. Definitely the time would have come down, but within a month you are able to deliver a ship. Massive. So that's what we are talking about. So India का shipbuilding सोच रहे हैं, आप समझ रहे क्यों 0.4% है? Why 0.4%? वो भी कौन से हैं? Probably naval ships जो हम खुद ही बना रहे हैं. Nobody sends an order to India to make ships. And the longer you take the time, will the ship be costly or not? तो China बनाएगा, Korea बनाएगा, Japan बनाएगा. They are making it. Cargo movement on national waterways at least 4 times in the next 5 years. ये ना हो पाया. Sorry sir, due to heavy rainfall, internet not working. No problem. Next class is on 16 Dushyant. I've already talked about what to do in these 3 days. If you are taking on that challenge, things will be amazing. 5 national waterways to be made operational for cargo movement. आज ही उसमें I don't know. इंटरनेट पे मैं देख रहा था कल एक रिवर यमुना में a boat has got capsized. कहाँ पे था ये रिवर यमुना? Hindu newspaper something, like because of the rivers having more water, boat capsized in river Yamuna. It's very very normal that Banda में the boat capsized. Very normal that the boat capsized in Brahmaputra also. And the delta we are talking about, गोदावरी में भी पानी बढ़ रहा है, boat डूब जाएगा. कैसे डूब जाएगा यार? आरती saying yes sir, यमुना आज ही न्यूज़ में. कैसे? How? I don't understand. What happened to the safety? The safety तो कुछ होती नहीं है. How many of you traveled with those boats? Do you get that life jacket? वो भी एक formality की तरह है. Yes or no? That's what we are talking about, the safety and everything. And that day I told you, river. We are talking about 5 national waterways made operational, no signal system, no safety, nothing. कैसे बन जाएगा यार? True or not? डबलिंग कोस्टल कार्गो मूवमेंट इन नेक्स्ट, कैसे कैसे आइडिया ये, और ये 2010-2020 का एजेंडा था, ये तो पुराना एजेंडा लेकर आया हूँ। आई एम टॉकिंग टू इन 2022। अच्छे दिन, कुछ चीजें बातें बड़ी हैं, काम कम है, बट देन द फैक्ट इज, डू वी अंडरस्टैंड, रादर देन ब्लेमिंग द गवर्नमेंट, डू वी अंडरस्टैंड द डेवलपिंग कंट्री विल फेस सच थिंग्स? ये तो प्रॉब्लम है, फंड्स नहीं है, विल पावर। व्हाट आर बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स डूइंग? एसएससी लिख रहे हैं, हेलो इंजीनियर्स, वी नीड यू, engineers, we need you here, we need entrepreneurs in this. Bihar, we don't want the chief minister shifting parties, we want the chief ministers working on this. The national waterway will come from Bihar, true or not? कभी अंतरात्मा आ जाती है उनमें, कभी किसी की आत्मा आ जाती है, at the end of it they want power, true or not? नहीं नहीं, मेरे लोगों ने कहा आपको छोड़ देना चाहिए, छोड़ दिया, फिर लोगों ने कहा नहीं पकड़ लेना चाहिए उनका साथ, तो पकड़ लिया। मतलब हाउ कैन यू बिहेव लाइक देवदास? पारो ने कहा मुझे छोड़ दो, मैंने पारो छोड़ दी। And look at their age, yaar. These are seasoned politicians. And after years of this thing, I think Nitish ji has been there for 20 years. लालू के राज में 20 साल उधर थे, 20 साल नीतीश कुमार के राज में रहे हैं। They are still talking about हमारी इज्जत नहीं हो रही थी, हमारे देश की इज्जत। Everyone, look at this screen. Where is the biggest potential of national waterway in India? Isn't it Banaras to Bihar, Patna and Bengal? तीनों के तीनों एरिया में आप बता दीजिए सरकारें कैसी? Think about it. नाम बदले जा रहे हैं, शहर बदले जा रहे हैं, झंडे बदले जा रहे हैं, बस वही हो रहा है। नहीं नहीं सर, काम बोलता है। आई नो अखिलेश यादव काम बोलता है, बोल के गए थे, आज तो बोल ही नहीं पा रहे। एंड टेल मी अबाउट द यूथ इन दिस एरिया। पॉपुलेशन ग्रोथ इज द हाईएस्ट इन दिस एरिया। अगर मुझे एरिया निकालना हो, पॉपुलेशन ग्रोथ, यूथ आल्सो हाईएस्ट, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट आल्सो हाईएस्ट। क्यों नहीं दोगे यार? दिस इज ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन वेटिंग टू हैपन। दिस इज द एड्रेस ऑफ ग्रोथ विद रीजनरेशन, ट्रू और नॉट? आप एक बात बताइए, आई थिंक इट हैज बीन 3 इयर्स, नो 3 क्या, नीतीश जी तो 20 इयर्स से चल रहे हैं, 20 साल से चल रहे हैं। Nitish Kumar ji is 20 years. So I read since 2020. Okay. So I read somewhere that Nitish Kumar, how would he go to the electorate this time to ask for votes? Will the electorate vote for him or not? I think this is a very drawing room sort of a conversation. I'm saying if Nitish Kumar had worked on this part for 20 years, tell me, did he have to look for reasons why people would have voted for him? True or not? The only thing they are saying is हमने गुंडाराज खत्म किया, गुंडाराज खत्म किया, गुंडाराज खत्म किया। क्या हो गया है खत्म? And tell me, what is the antidote to Gundaraj? What is the antidote to Gundaraj? Employment. Yes or no? One is catching Gunda. Gunda are people who don't know Gunda. Gunda are the criminals. So we got rid of the criminals. I don't know whether we got rid or not, because criminals are always there. They are the underbelly of any society. But I'm saying, if there was employment and if there was development of this sort, मैं कह रहा हूँ कि Bihar has problems, but that river is an advantage. River is a blessing. Yes or no? Why not? 2010 से हमारा एजेंडा था, मैरीटाइम एजेंडा has been a part of this. This government has also been talking about it. Tell me, where is the problem? 2021, Shama Prasad Mukherjee Port, Kolkata gave importers the opportunity to bring in vessels of deep drafted anchorages from Sagar Sandheads and X Point. I told you, deep draft ships cannot come, deeper ships cannot come because of silting. Shama Prasad Mukherjee Port में ये क्या? आप जानते हैं मोदी जी ने पोर्ट का नाम बदला, तो पोर्ट का नाम बदलना सब इंपॉर्टेंट है। 2021, JNPT launched the comprehensive solid waste management project. सोचिए ग्रीन पोर्ट इनिशिएटिव्स भी चल रहे हैं। गोवा, तो वो बंगाल हो गया, कोलकाता, मुंबई, गोवा, Western Indian ports, Marmago, extended concessions to iron ore import and export freight traffic, help ease India's iron ore shipping trade. जहां यूज करना करो। अडानी पोर्ट, प्राइवेट सेक्टर, यू वांट टू टेक इट, एपी SEZ, अडानी पोर्ट एंड SEZ प्लान्स टू बिकम द वर्ल्ड्स लार्जेस्ट प्राइवेट पोर्ट कंपनी बाय 2030। और क्या चाहिए? कार्बन न्यूट्रल भी हो जाएंगे। दीपक बोला लैक ऑफ पॉलिटिकल विल ऑफ पॉलिटिशियंस। आई डोंट नो, दे हैव अ पॉलिटिकल विल, दीपक, दे हैव अ पॉलिटिकल विल टू बी इन पावर। एंड इट्स अ सैड थिंग। आई रियली थॉट that this was just happening in the 70s and 80s. We used to see in television channels that politicians are stuck to power. Kursi ka, there will be episodes or serials or movies by the name Kursi ka Kissa, fight for the chair and all those things. I really thought the politics would have gone up. Unfortunately, we are back same place. हर किसी को कुर्सी चाहिए। उससे पहले ग्रैंड इमेज बनाएंगे। First they will make grand image larger than life, and then they will be talking kursi only. So we are talking about big ports, public sector, private sector. I think बहुत अच्छा काम हो रहा है, हो सकता है। The only thing is, everyone please pay attention to this. Who will benefit? Gujarat and Maharashtra will benefit. What about inland ones? What about UP and Bihar? And you don't have the coast. I understand you have a huge hinterland and you have an amazing river. क्यों नहीं होगा ये आप बताइए। Inland waters, total navigable length 14,500 kilometers, out of which 5,200 and 4,000 canals are mechanized craft. तो वहां पर मोटर से जो डीजल इंजन से चलेंगे वो क्राफ्ट्स भी चल सकते हैं, इतना पानी उनके पास है। फ्रेट ट्रांसपोर्टेशन इज हाईली अंडर यूटिलाइज्ड, एंड व्हाइल कंट्रीज लाइक चाइना, कोरिया है 40% ट्रैफिक, अपना कितना है 3.4%। दैट्स लाइक आई एम सेइंग स्लीपिंग जायंट। व्हेन आई टीच दिस आई रियली फील सैड। स्लीपिंग जायंट। अब सोचिए हमारा नेशनल हाईवे बनता फ्रॉम इलाहाबाद, पटना से होते हुए हल्दिया टू इलाहाबाद 1620. It will serve everything. आप सोचिए पूरा छोटा नागपुर प्लेटू है यहाँ पर, बिहार में इतना सारा यूथ है, they can all be put to this work. Yes or no? This will also attract the foreign investment, domestic investment. This is the second one, which is National Waterway to Sadia to Dhubri. Generally because of the flood, that's what we're talking about. Though a lot of development is happening in Northeast, have you heard of this? Barak River, ये National Waterway 6 और एक International Waterway भी है हमारे पास, which I told you, Sitwe Kaladan project of Sitwe Kaladan River project with Myanmar, we have that. तो ये तो तीन मुझे दिखाई दे रहे हैं, 1, 2, 6. Then this, can you see the river Subarnarekha, Baitarani, Bahamani, this area also. Then on the east coast from Puducherry, this is Buckingham Canal. The Britishers had built up this canal. This goes parallel to the coast and reaches the mouths of Krishna and Godavari. And then Kollam to Kottapuram, National Waterway 3. This is called the West Coast Canal. National Waterway 4 is called the East Coast Canal. That's what we are talking about. So ये waterways हैं. Though we have a National Waterway program जो हमने बाद में भी किया. There is authority for that, Inland Waterway Authority. You need not know about that. Just like we have National Highway Authority, likewise we have National Waterway Authority. Advantages, they will help in the development of industries, tourism, cheap means of transport, as I told you, easy maintenance, energy saving also, better connectivity, boost to Paris Agreement, and they will reduce pollution also. Why not? UP Bihar, we are waiting. Transporting cargo by boat, the advantages, factories and markets are not always situated near the ports. So this really causes a lot of cost in transporting. A reliable and predictable, if there is a river transport, we can very well do that. We can very well do that, but there can be certain problems also. As I told you, this is slow. Yes. We also need something which is reliable and predictable. So sometimes, like when we don't have sufficient water in these waterways, then there can be a problem. Yes. Rivers at times, floods can be there. There can be a problem on that. जैसे अभी हमने देखा यमुना में the river toppled. We are looking at navigability transformed out. So what we are looking at is that even the biodiversity will be impacted by it. And if there are leaks from the ship, can I say there will be pollution? So National Waterway 1 has 2 wildlife sanctuaries, Ramgarh Turtle Sanctuary, yes, and Vikramshila Dolphin Sanctuary. Have you heard of that? और ये जो हमारी कछुआ सेंचुरी बेचारी वैसी polluted आती है. If you have heard of all these things. So there are challenges to this also, but then once it starts, we will have to work on it. अब कब करेंगे ये तो अलग बात है. Government of India started Jal Marg Vikas project. Movement of 1500 to 2000 tons. 1500 to 2000 tons. Do we get that? So what is the tonnage? कितना हम ले जा सकते हैं? How much? बहुत छोटी छोटी बोट्स हैं. 1500 2000 tons. अब a bus or a truck cannot take it. Yes or no? A bus or a truck cannot take it, but can we take it otherwise? Yes or no? और ocean ships कितना ले जा सकते हैं? This is the boat. Ocean ships, how much? 50,000 tons. 50,000 tons, yes. One of the biggest ships which I did, I was carrying, I think 1,60,000 tons. 1,60,000 tons of cargo. If I take the whole ship was 3 lakh tons or 2.5 lakh tons. Ship का भी अपना weight होगा. तो ये कितना? और ये हम कितना से ले जा रहे हैं? छोटा छोटा ले जा रहे हैं यार. और इसी को जाके हम boat will sink. क्या फायदा है? Under the various sub projects, fairway development, multimodal terminal, ये भी आपने देखा बनारस में बना, साहिबगंज, हल्दिया, navigation law. I hope, is everyone clear with the word multimodal? What is the meaning of multimodal? Multimodal. You should have all the facilities reaching over there. Very important thing is RIS, River Information System. Ministry of Shipping launched River Information System. Tracking equipment will be there, hardware will be there, software will also be there. There will be base stations, there will be ship collision, ship and bridge collision. बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं. I remember, being navigating in these rivers of Europe, and you have to cross the bridges. ऊपर से bridge होता है, so only certain height ships are allowed. So वो सारी चीजें भी देखनी पड़ती हैं. So all these things are real things which will be required. So all this, I think, if you ask me, if the work is on a scale of 0 to 100, how much work is done? I would say less than 10%. Less than 10%. वो एक multimodal transport बना देना, एक hub बना देना, that's one thing. But what we are looking at is there are other things that must be done for this. Current affairs क्या कहना है? Inland Vessel Bill 2021. Instead of distinct regulation created by state, bill attempts to include a single legislation countrywide that will be there, single database for recording vessels and crew. कब बनेगा मुझे पता नहीं. मरीन एड टू नेविगेशन, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, पार्लियामेंट ने पास कर दिया है. टेक्नोलॉजीज, गुजरात गवर्नमेंट अप्रूव्ड बिल्डिंग ऑफ अ न्यू जेटी वर्थ दिस थिंग नवलखी पोर्ट पर, माइनर पोर्ट है नवलखी पोर्ट. जून 2021 नेशनल मैरीटाइम हेरिटेज कॉम्प्लेक्स भी बनेगा लोथल गुजरात. रिमेंबर लोथल, सिंस दैट टाइम. बिल्कुल है. मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ पोर्ट शिपिंग एंड, हाँ बिल्कुल वैदिक काल से है, इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन में हमारा नेशनल मैरीटाइम हेरिटेज कॉम्प्लेक्स बनेगा. ठीक है. वी हैव आल्सो साइंड इन सी प्लेन्स भी हम वहां पे लॉन्च करेंगे. और मैंने सुना था नितिन गडकरी जी कह रहे थे कि यहाँ पे यमुना में वो क्या कराएंगे, पॉड्स चलेंगे. यमुना में पॉड्स भी चलने वाले. पानी होगा तब तो. आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी हैव सीन सी प्लेन्स. आपने सी प्लेन्स देखे हैं नहीं देखे हैं, बट देन देयर आर दीज आर क्विक वेज. अगर आप दुबई जाओगे तो यू विल फाइंड ऑल दीज थिंग्स. पानी को इतना तगड़ा यूज करते हैं, बट देन दैट्स आल्सो अबाउट मनी. नो, हाउ मच मनी वी हैव. So the idea is a lot of things can be done. I think this is one very, very potential area, very, very strongly potential area. Job intensive, regional development will happen. Amazing things can happen. But remember, out of the whole things, I think roads were easy, flexible. So roads पर बहुत easy हो जाता है. You will see always the transport minister road में सब कुछ दिखाएगा. So that's what we are talking about. चलिए उसी से आ जाते हैं. Next topic that we had in our syllabus was trade. Is everyone with me? After this we have trade balance, trade policy, export processing zones. I don't know ICT में मैं क्या करने वाला हूँ, सोचूंगा. ICT and Indian Space Program. I will give you some handouts. Information technology and their impact on economy and society. I am sure you will write down something on this out of brainstorming, but I will look at it, try and create geography out of it. Yes, sir. I'll try and apply Haggard's strand in this innovation, and I'll create a handout for this. But I think all these things which are geographically visible, I can do something about it. So I created the class and lectures on these areas. Inland water done, marine also done. Inland water. Let's look at international trade. So trade balance. What is trade balance? Trade balance is the difference between the export and import. Balance of trade. Export minus import. What kind of a trade we have? We have international trade and we have internal trade also. Why trade is done? Because every place cannot be self-sufficient. Every country cannot be self-sufficient. So we need to exchange that. So that exchange will always happen. Exchange has always been there. Balance of trade depicts the fluctuation in the country's import and exports. And it is also about trade equilibrium. So India has a positive trade balance or a negative trade balance. जल्दी से बताइए. Positive or negative? Why negative? Why negative? Because हम ज़्यादा कुछ एक्सपोर्ट नहीं करते. मैन्युफैक्चरिंग गुड्स, एग्रीकल्चर प्रोडक्ट, क्रूड तो नहीं करते. क्रूड को हम इंपोर्ट करते हैं मोस्टली. इसको हम एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं. यस सर. 1957 to 2021, our balance of trade has averaged minus 2.97 billion US dollars. So average is negative. So country has always had a negative trade balance. Is everyone with me on this? Country has always had a negative trade balance, which is a cause of concern. True. It's a cause of concern. And June 22, we saw a very, very high trade balance. और अभी भी 21 में भी 21, 22 also. पहला तो एक तो कोविड आ गया. Everyone, do we know that? Now because of Russia, Ukraine also, and especially fuel. Initially it used to be crude. This time so even coal has come into the picture. Big problem or not? ठीक है. COVID में our imports grew. Did our export also grew anywhere? Any idea? COVID created problem for us in import. Any area where you feel export would have gone up? Any area? सर्विसेज तो आईटी अपने को जिंदा रखता ही है. आई मीन डू यू थिंक एग्रीकल्चर? हाँ, जो मैं कोविड से रिलेट कर रहा हूँ दैट इज फार्मास्यूटिकल्स. दैट्स अ बिग वन. आईटी हैज ऑलवेज बीन देयर. आईटी कंपनीज हैव ऑलवेज बीन देयर. दे हैव ऑलवेज बीन स्टैंडिंग आउट. वो तो हमें मिलता है. डू वी गेट दैट? एवरीवन विद मी ऑन दिस? चलो ठीक है. इंडियाज मेजर एक्सपोर्ट रीजन्स देख लेते हैं बिकॉज वी हैव टू बी स्पेशल. नो, सो एशिया को ज्यादा है शेयर ऑफ एक्सपोर्ट मोस्टली टू एशिया. एशिया में कौन है? नेबर्स. यस नो, नेबर्स. देन यूरोप एंड नेबर्स माइनस पाकिस्तान. देन नॉर्थ अमेरिका. तो तीन मेजर तो यही हो गए. एशिया, यूरोप. अफ्रीका में हम कुछ मेडिसिन भेज रहे होंगे. लैटिन अमेरिका एंड अदर्स दे आर वेरी वेरी लो. In fact, global trade saw a slump in 2019. So everywhere that thing went down. In fact, it was predicted that India's global trade or world global trade would go down by 9.2%. India's share would go down, but India was only 6.8% down. So India has performed well. Now, one is this. This is what a graph versus map. Which one is important? Which one is better? One is I told you this graph versus map. There can be table. What is table? India's top export item 2020-21. I've got the latest for you. Mineral fuels. ये हमारा 9% है. जेम्स एंड ज्वेलरी 9%. फार्मा इज 6%. मेडिकल मैकेनिकल अप्लायंस 6.5%. ऑर्गेनिक केमिकल 6%. इलेक्ट्रिक मशीनरी 5%. तो 5 एंड अबव रख रहा हूँ मैं. टॉप 5 चीजें ये हो गई. इज एवरीवन ओके? In the uncertain global trade situation caused by pandemic hit global merchandise trade in 2020, India was not immune to this impact. We also had problem. Among the top two things exported, mineral fuels, gems and precious metal were the two most important exported ones. 2021 was predictably witnessed a surge in performance of pharmaceutical, whose production accounted for the third most important category. So pharma has picked up. Is everyone okay? So which one is a better illustration for geography? A table, a graph, or a map? A table, a graph, or a map? Map. Map is the best. The problem ये है कि इंटरनेट पे तो मैप मिलता नहीं, इंटरनेट पे ग्राफ मिला और मैप मिला, और ग्राफ एंड टेबल. Do you know where is the map? Map is in the sweetest of all books, NCERT. Suddenly everything becomes easy. Air routes, sea routes. Do we have sea routes? So one is this trade goes to Europe. This trade goes to China, Japan, Korea. और ये कहाँ पर जा रहा है? ऑस्ट्रेलिया, साउथ ईस्ट एशिया. मेक सेंस? वो भी ले सकते हो. Can you see एशिया में ज्यादा है? So I'm saying we need to use both the things. So I did not want my student to have any problem. I've given you a graph. I've given you a table of exports and latest. Import, latest what are importing mineral fuels, gems. Can you see both the things which we are exporting, electrical machinery, all three which we are exporting, we are importing also. So can you see India is actually importing raw or crude forms, processing it and then exporting it. True. So import during FY 2021 saw a decline of more than 16%. Mineral fuels and precious stones were the most imported. They were the most exported also. It is worth noting that the raw material and intermediaries account for a considerable portions of our exports, while finished products have the overwhelming presence in the import basket also. India's top destination भी बता दिया मैंने. अगर map के लिए, for map, please use this in map. USA, China, UAE, Singapore, Bangladesh. So can you see Bangladesh is Asia, Singapore is Asia, UAE is Asia, China is Asia, Hong Kong is Asia. That is why our biggest one is Asia. Can you see that? US, UK, ये दो आते हैं. And Belgium, I hope you know, is because of the gems and jewelry, diamond. Can you remember? कुछ लोग जर्मनी से कार मंगा रहे थे, इतनी ज्यादा नहीं आ रही, but that's okay. Exports to USA continue to dominate with the share of 17%. This is what we are exporting to them, followed by exports to China. Import कहाँ से कर रहे हैं? ये चाइना से कर रहे हैं. So that is why when it comes to China को बंद कर देंगे, बैन कर देंगे. Eventually what do we ban? Only TikTok. Because export भी कर रहे हैं, import भी कर रहे हैं यार. Very very important. US, UAE, Switzerland, Saudi Arabia, Hong Kong. Can you see? Most of them are from Asia. Top three destinations: China, USA, UAE. With imports from Switzerland rising to the fourth, this one, Switzerland accounts for a significant proportion of India's precious metal import led by gold. Then the map is also there and this part is also there. Can we handle this? Is everyone clear? Have I given you data? Can you see we have a negative trade? Our policy is that we want to increase our global trade 2% से ऊपर ले जाना चाहते हैं. Policy document hasn't changed much. And you can bring in the idea that COVID has brought a more problematic area. Another way of looking at this is, I see that trade is getting diversified. We are looking at newer areas. One is this Nepal, Bangladesh, Bhutan. Okay, so मैं सुन रहा था, I don't know how many of you read this news that China is planning. नेपाल में क्या लेकर आ रहा है? कुछ बेल्ट एंड रोड इनिशिएटिव ला रहा है. DRI कॉरिडोर में नेपाल में कुछ बनाएगा. आज ही में न्यूज है. यस, OBR में. सो यू कैन सी नेबर में वो भी चल रहा है. इधर उसको आना है. श्रीलंका में भी चाइना को आना है, हम्बन टोटा में. पाकिस्तान तो इनका फ्रेंड है, तो पाकिस्तान में वादर पोर्ट एंड ऑल दैट इज देयर. इंडिया किसको आई कर रहा है? इंडिया वांट्स द नेबर्स टू बी बेटर. सो वी आर लुकिंग एट दिस. वी आर लुकिंग एट दिस एरिया, साउथ ईस्ट एशिया, even Central Asia for energy. We are looking at West Asia, has always been there for us. UAE is a very very important part of this. I hope you understand. Is everyone with me? So we are looking at trade diversification, and now you can see एक हमारा ये कोरिया वाला जो है, remember South Korea, Japan, South Korea, China, Japan. So can we create a map out of this? Yes. और जो हम CPEC से भी तो बात हुई, RCEP and all that. So those groupings which are there, we need to keep that also in mind, that whatever groupings which we were. So Asia Pacific Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. Yes. Asia Pacific Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. So we are looking at that, and we can always look at, like these are like ASEAN nations. Yes. Central Asia, this is West Asia. We are looking at those trading groups also, which we have. Yes. और हमारा अपना SAARC, BIMSTEC, yes, SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, RCEP. तो ये जितना भी आप यूज करेंगे, this also ये इकोनॉमिक्स में पढ़ाया जाता है, but you are looking at it in a spatial manner, you will get more marks in this. Is everyone okay? Clear? How can we reduce the trade deficit? Trade deficit to chala, you can see that has been there. How can we reduce it? Reduce the consumption and increase the savings. Imports will fall and less borrowing from abroad. So let us reduce the consumption. ये किसको कहा जा रहा है? श्रीलंका, Pakistan, Bangladesh. Have you heard of them talking like this? Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Bangladesh, are they talking this or not? Consumption band karo. Remember, in this answer, you can use Rostov's stages of growth. We are reaching a stage of mass consumption. Let me give you an example. Is the petroleum price in the country at its highest level or not? The data shows that the consumption of the petrol products is still higher. It is not reducing. So this is not going to happen. This is Rostov's stage of mass consumption. When a country is on that growth trajectory, even if those essential commodities become costly, they will buy it. But if you're not on that, if you're still a society like Pakistan on that economic level, it won't happen. Consumption पे tax लगाया जा सकता है. This the government can do. They can put, like किसी चीज का discourage the consumption. They can make, certain luxury goods, costly cars and all those things. They can do that. So that is, I understand that's that. Depreciation of currency rates. So you will find that our rates will go down when you lower this. Will a weaker rupee will lower the cost of export, making the trade balance positive. So ये सारी चीजें आपको दिखाई दे रही. Indian rupee is going down. True. Indian rupee is going down. Government is putting taxes. It has to. There is no other way. Tax on non-FDI capital inflows. So FDI is there, but if FII is coming, which they are coming over there, why not tax them? So these are some ways in which the government can deal with the trade deficit also. Is everyone okay with this? Any questions, please ask. India's foreign policy. Something happened to the pen. Announced every 5 years. Announced every 5 years. So we are looking at foreign policy, which will be there 26 to 27. So 26 up to 26, 27. Our target is annual exports in goods and services must be $1 trillion by 2026-27. That is our target. Do we get that? We are looking at, we want to make our global presence felt. Get it? Service exports from India scheme. Other things we are not able to export, so we're looking at services. Remission of duties and taxes on exported commodities. Those scheme में लिख दी मैंने. Everyone, is the audio video fine or some lag? Everyone, is the audio video fine? SEZ and free trade warehousing zones. So India's foreign policy, we are looking at that. That was delayed. Announcement of the foreign policy. It was to be done by 2020-21, but it was delayed because of the COVID ideas. But now the target is that we want our annual exports in goods and services must go by $1 trillion by 2026-27. We've already looked at the areas where we export. We've already looked at the commodities that we export and about imports also. India wants its global presence to be felt. You can see that India has a very good location and a very good opportunity to do that with the Chinese economy coming to tatters. And also we are looking at qualitatively, when we have such huge manpower, we have the cost advantage. Why don't India takes that? So for service sector, we have come up with service export from India scheme. For manufacturing sector, we have come for our RDTOE, remission of duties and taxes on exported commodities. Okay, that for these instruments of SEZ and free trade warehousing zones will be there. And for agriculture, we are negotiating with WTO members. Is everyone okay? I think this should be able to, you should be able to give answers on foreign trade and associated issues with the information I have shared with you. Everyone, am I audible, not audible, visible, not visible? So did you get that also? So again, the intention was to keep the discussion geographical. both areas there is a tendency to go GS like. So that is why I brought in all aspects. You would have seen that I'm talking about some theories also. I'm talking about current affairs also. I'm talking about maps also, data also, diagram also. Everyone, growing importance of port and national and international trade. Can you handle the second part of the syllabus? Third part is trade balance, trade policy, export processing zones as an instrument that is there. Your homework is maritime vision 2030. Yes, your homework is जो ये ETZ डाल लो. क्या हमने डाला था SEZ? Though I have given you something on that. Many of you have already done that. EPZ, export processing zones. If you have not done that, so that will be there. We are done with this roadway, railway, waterway also we are done with, I think today. Airway pipeline, I will give you a handout. Airway pipeline, handout is there. Some of you want to know about, the Udan scheme. Now again saying, Udan जो भी बातें हो गई वो पहली term में of NDA government 2014 to 19, Modi ji was talking a lot about those areas. This time the focus is more on roads जो अभी दिखाई दे रहा है. So that's there. I'll give you a handout on that. And this information technology and Indian space program. Handout plus अगर हमारे पास कोई master stroke का answer हुआ, master stroke answer will also be given. Is everyone okay? Generally this area has an overlap with GS only. So I think previous batch I gave only one class for this. In offline classes, I used to give only handouts for this, but I've tried to do justice to the syllabus. Important areas where you can use that. ICT and Indian Space Program, I don't expect much questions from them, but still you will get handouts on this. Is everyone okay? So I'm closing in on trade geography, Indian trade and transport. Industry one class I will be needing. So industry I will be taking separate class. Now, when is our next class? Next class is on 16th August. So today, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. Again, a reminder, please revise chapter 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 of the syllabus of paper 2. I will be taking a test for the Master Stroke Mains 2020 people. I would like to share that test with you. You also see whether you're confident or not, whether you can do something out of it. Apart from that, I'm also planning a breakthrough session. Remember, a breakthrough session where all mapping and everything will be covered. So I'll try and keep that session either late somewhere on the 15th evening. If not, then on 16th. Is everyone okay? So you will really enjoy that. You will really be empowered with learning of Indian geography in that breakthrough session. And it will be mind-blowing for all of you, provided you revise it. So keep your integrity, and I hope our first discussion on the mid-batch assessment that also help you. So please share whole booklet of questions of that master stroke, sir. अमन अभी तो मैं वो शेयर नहीं कर रहा हूँ. अभी तो जो आपके साथ जो कोर्स में है, that is what I am going to share. अभी don't jump the gun. Work on this. Work on your preparation. Build that capacity, and master stroke answers and those booklets will also be shared in time. Okay, that. Thanks a lot. Once again, 15 अगस्त की आपको हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं. ठीक है. Independence Day is a very, very big day for the country. It's a very, very proud moment. The flag, the territory, the people, everything that has come in the name of India is something which I am very proud of, and I know you are also very proud of. So my Independence Day wishes to all of you. Jai Hind, and celebrate it with all pride and honor. Thank you. Bye-bye.